Hello everybody, Andy here again. Well, if I can get the words out right, this is the Viva La Vino vlog. We're at the Festparker winery and just been tasting some great wines here. We've already done some tasting in some other areas as well, another winery. Where are we headed? We're sort of left Santa Barbara and we're on our way to San Luis Obispo.
Yes.
Yeah, cool, I'm doing all right here. After several tastings of wine, I can still speak fairly legibly. So, well, I left you yesterday and we were in the King's Head down in Santa Barbara, and I must say that yesterday I had a great day. Do you think it was a good day?
Really fun. It was finally, I think, things from the prior few days, which were great.
Yeah.
But it took on that relaxing, more just hanging out, just chilling out a little bit more.
Yeah.
What we were all looking more for.
I think I totally second that. But, you know, when we, it's horrible, but we left Los Angeles, we left Kurt, and we were now doing our own thing, the thing that we came here to do in the first place.
Right.
And
a little less, not sightseeing, because this is sightseeing, but a little less go, walk 100 miles.
It was still fairly busy.
We still got very busy, yeah.
Because we were in the pub and we had a couple of drinks in there, then we went across the road and got something to eat, had a few more drinks, and then
we were at that pub for quite some time.
Yeah, I know. Well, it was great. We actually, I think we said at one point, we could stay here, sod the road trip, we'd just stay in Santa Barbara. Yeah. It was a lovely place.
A lot of the groups broke off into small groups, and I think all the deep, heavy conversations we'd all been saving up to have about this started happening yesterday.
Yeah, in the car or whatever. I remember having one with you in the car as well. But because we're in two cars as well, so we're rotating it. Obviously, Jason can't rotate, and neither can Ken. But everyone else, we're rotating roommates. I mean, myself and Gary roomed last night, whereas I've been rooming with Steve, and I expect it to be different tonight. And that's good as well, that we're all quite happily just automatically changing cars, and doing stuff like that, because everyone's sort of getting on with each other, and chilling out, etc. But and then we left the pub, and then we took a taxi via the mini mart to get some more beer. Went back to Ken's room, which was an enormous suite, and we sat around. We got the laptops out. We played some my road trip music that we got, and drunk some more beer, and I passed out on the floor.
And he snored very loud.
I was obviously, the jet lag and everything was catching up with me. You've got to realise I'm the oldest man here. I'm the granddaddy of the group.
The grandpa of the trip.
Yeah. So I think I'm entitled to crash out on the floor for getting off for 2 hours and snore a little bit if I want to. But I thought I'd get that in there before somebody else said the same sort of thing. But I'm just going to ask Gary about his thoughts about the road trip, the lead up to it, and any thoughts he's had about how it's gone on so far. I know you already said that. So. Anything you want to add to what you said?
When all the planning happened, originally kind of these ideas went around, something Ken and I talked about a year ago.
Yep.
And suddenly it became a reality, and we were all on board to do it. And when Ken, I believe, and probably Mike, maybe took charge
because
of
they
the
were
itinerary
local.
because they're local. And when that all was happening via email, I was on vacation, another vacation, in Disney with the family, so I really didn't have time to chime in.
Yeah.
Get back, everybody agrees on an itinerary, and I glanced at it. I really didn't, I know we're going up the coast, we're going to divide the time up. So actually about a day or two before the trip, I started looking at the itinerary, Googling places, looking at a map. First time I actually zoomed in on the map and had the route, and I've been just busy with some personal things and with work that I haven't had time to think about it. So really a day or two before we left, it's like, oh my gosh, this is going to happen. So I didn't have a lot of preconceived things, thoughts, because I didn't want to build it up. I know with some of the personal things you and I have been going through.
Certainly, we both had one hell of a year, I think.
Yeah.
And Steve, 21st Century Cat, has had issues as well. So
so there's been a lot of personal stuff that we've talked about privately or through DMs or email, and we were just, one of the big things I was looking forward to was talking to you face to face about these kind of major life.
And then something that we share.
And much heavier, and there's always something with the backdrop of a road trip and good friends and good drinking and good music that you can talk about these things. So even though my goal was, this guy to shoot 1.5 billion pictures,
which you've successfully achieved so far.
Slowly but surely, the goal was more just to really do the one-on-one connections. I've never met Mark or Steve before. I used to do a lot with Steve, not so much lately, so I was excited to kind of rekindle that. So I just was hoping for it to be kind of what it is.
Yeah,
you know?
and I think that's good. I think that's what I think. You build up things, any sort of vacation or something, especially something like this, when you've got people coming from literally all over the place, all over the United States, but obviously from outside as well.
Right.
And you're hoping that the dynamics of the group that you've got together works.
Right.
And that the people who haven't met all get on. And I think everybody. We've had, it's really worked well,
Yeah, what I said, and I've said this to them publicly, I said for me the wild cards were going to be Steve and Mark, just because I didn't meet them in person, and they're the two that I've had the least kind of social media contact with,
and I would say the same,
contact, least whatever, and it is exactly what it is. They're both exceeding my expectations. They're both nice, great guys, exactly what I hoped for, and then much more.
I mean, I spent that time with Steve myself, and we had a great time. He did it off straight away, and had a great time in Los Angeles before we met up with you. So there you go. As you can see, it's going nicely. We're able to sort of just chill out and spend
really
a bit of time. Yeah, we're not rushing. And where do we want to go? And sort of group decisions. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. And everyone's pretty easy and laid
let's
back.
Stop and take a picture, and all of a sudden everybody's taking pictures. Or let's stop.
So we're getting into the Californian way. We're chilling out. We're sort of just slowing down a little bit after what has been a fairly hectic few days, and I said yesterday was more hectic than I anticipated, but yesterday was a damn good day. And
the hectic days were still really good too.
Yeah.
Like we saw a lot of sights and things, I was happy to see and do and experience. And so, if your worst problem on the trip is that
you're a bit tired.
You're a bit tired. Well, I consider that a success.
I totally agree, and I think that's a very good place to wrap it up. And thanks to Gary, and thanks to all the other guys, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow sometime. Thanks very much. Goodbye.